1,167 days. See, it was 1,167 days ago that I gave my icebreaker. Tom Zuckel was my evaluator. And I started reflecting on that as I give speech number 10. I thought, boy, when I get to speech number 10, I graduate. We talked about that this morning, John. Graduation day. If I could have found a graduation cap, it would have been great. But I also thought about that, and so this week I was thinking about my speech number 10, and I had kind of maybe a lost presence of mind because Chad sent out an email last week saying he had a busy week coming up and he needed somebody to step up for him. And I thought, oh, I can do this. And I sent it out and I hit send. And as soon as I hit send, I said, what the hell did I just do? And I said, okay, Chad, if nobody's taken that opportunity, you know what? Hopefully somebody's got to him before I did. He says, Tim, thanks for doing this. I owe you one. That's Thursday night. So Friday, I'm out for dinner, and I was telling my wife, Kathy, I said, good news. I got my number 10 speech on the calendar. And she says, well, great. When is it? I said, next Friday. She said, are you nuts? I said, we got a lot of things going on. I said, no worries. I got this. It's speech number 10. So the weekend goes by, and Monday is the eclipse, and everything shuts down. And Tuesday we got flooding, and I said, I'll work on this. And Wednesday comes, and I'm going, great. Wednesday's perfect for me because it's back to school night. I'm not going back to school night. My daughter's a senior. I've done this before. I know what the story is. I don't need to go. Nobody will be at home. I'll work on the speech. Perfect. So I turn around, and at 4:04 that afternoon, I get a text from a friend that says, free tickets, free beer, free hot dogs. Let's go to the game. I said, what time are you picking me up? See, I had writer's block, and it wasn't until yesterday morning that I got up, and I was looking at this, and it says, inspire your audience, speech number 10, and I was thinking about that. The clock is ticking. I had to be here this morning. And I realized that you inspire me. It should be called How Your Audience Inspires You. And so what you have given me, you, TJF, over the next couple minutes, I want to share with you 3 things in that process. Because Mom said it's always better to be the giver than the receiver, but I think in my respect, you have given me much more than that. So in my bag of tricks here, I have a baseball. And so little Johnny, he's about 8 years old, Dennis the Menace, messed up hair. He goes out and he says, Mom, I'm going to be the best batter in all baseball. Watch me. So Mom's standing by the doorway. And so he throws the ball up and he swings. And he misses. Strike 1. No worry, Mom, I got this. I'm the best batter in all baseball. So he throws it up again. Swing. Strike 2. Mom, don't worry. I got this. Throws it up the 3rd time. Swings so hard he falls to the ground. Strike 3, you're out. Looks up at Mom, and Mom's kind of looking through the door and going, well, Johnny, what's going on? He says, don't be discouraged, Mom. He says, I realized I'm now the best pitcher in all baseball. See, one of the things you've taught me is to look at things in a different lens. I remember one of the one of the acquaintance sessions early on. It was, what's your favorite flower? And so people are going by daisies and roses. And I get back to Mark, and Mark's talking about dandelions was his favorite flower. And I'm thinking, that's interesting. I never thought of that as a flower. Then I get over to Bud Nickel, and Bud Nickel says, I love pancakes. It's the flower in pancakes. Both are right. They could be flour, it could be a rose, or it could be multigrain wheat. Either way, they're right. But it made me think about what you've taught me, to look at things a little bit differently through that lens. Second thing I want to share with you, I have a new territory. I'm in St. Louis. And we have these kickoff meetings. It's July of last year. And so they send out an email to me, and Michael calls me up and says, Tim, I need your presentation. You're going to be on the agenda. I need about 30 minutes of time. You have 30 minutes on our slot. I said, great, I'll be there. I can't wait. And so I sit there, and he sends me back the agenda, and I'm looking at it, and I'm right before lunch. And I said, perfect. Nobody's going to be hearing what I say because they're going to be thinking about lunch. If I go a little bit short, that's okay. See, it's a new group of people. I don't know how many people are going to do it, but they don't know me, so I got to make a good first impression. And so I turn around, and as I look at that process, I go down the list. I'm going, who's this guy at 9 o'clock? Who's Gerard Rocky? And I look at up on our company directory. He's the number 3 guy in our company. Chairman of the board, president, senior vice president. I'm going, this is important that he's going to be there. But I got this. No big deal. A week later goes by, I get a phone call from my boss. Hey, Tim, I haven't seen you make a presentation yet. I'd like to come and meet you, your president. I said, perfect. I said, I'm going to be in Kansas City. He says, no, I don't want to come to Kansas City. I want to come to St. Louis. I said, really? I said, great, I got this. So a couple of days before the meeting, I called Michael back and I said, Michael, everything's all in line, everything's put together. I said, how many people do you think are going to be there? He says, Tim, right now, we got about 180 folks coming. Wow. Okay, I got this. So I show up that morning thinking about all the process. I go, I'm last in the speaking alignment. This is great, I can do this. And Michael reached me at the door and he says, Tim, great news. I'm glad you're here. He says, the guy that's number 2 speaker that's going to be following Gerard Rocky is on the tarmac in Denver. I moved you to the number 2 spot. Oh, great, I got this. But here's what you gave me. You came with me that day. See, out of the 180 people in the room, I didn't recognize a soul, except for my boss and a couple other folks. But there was Brad Plum over there, and there's John Ruck, and there's Chad, and Cindy, and everybody. You came with me that day. Mentally, you were there with me. And so at the end of the presentation, I gave that, and I kind of got a thumbs up from my boss. He gave me a fist pump, and he says, I'm off to the next meeting. And he's out the door, and I'm packing up my stuff because it's the end of the break. And the senior vice president came up and he says, Tim, that story that you gave at the end, can I get a copy of that? I said, that was super fun. That was great. But what you did is you gave me the confidence to do that. To walk into a group of 180 people that you don't know. This is friends here. This is a safe environment. This is a safe place. You changed my opportunity as far as the confidence you gave me. The last thing I want to share with you is you gave me feedback. See, I save these opportunities. These are the cards. You know, we get the little feedback. Save those. This one's the fun one right here. This is the fun one. This is speech number 1. This is the icebreaker. So 1,176 days ago, I sat here, gave my icebreaker. It's Father's Day weekend. That afternoon on Friday, we're in the car heading down to the lake. And my wife goes, did you give a speech this morning? She says, yeah, I did. She goes, well, how'd it go? I said, I think it went well. These are sitting in the cup holder. And I looked down there and says, yeah. And she goes, what are those? I said, those are the little feedback cards from all my people in the club. And she goes, well, have you read them? I says, no, I haven't. She goes, do you want me to? I says, no. I says, I think we'll wait. I was scared of what was in this card because I didn't know what it was going to say. Was it criticism or was it feedback? Are you here to help me grow or not? And so they sat there in the cup holder all weekend long, and finally about Sedalia on the way back from the lake, on Sunday afternoon, it kind of got to me. It says, you know what, you want to pick those cards up and start reading to me? And it's like, hey, great job. Can't wait for the next one. Great job, Tim. And the confidence. And there's a little help in there too. I get it. Can't get better without the help. But without these, you gave me feedback. You helped me through the process. That's what we're up here to do. This is safe. Like I said, this is family. I think of the speeches, like I said, you've given me much more. Sean, I will tell you this. Every time I hear Stevie Wonder, I still wonder if he's blind or not. Caroline, every time I look at Facebook, I'm thinking about your speech on the Facebook person and the relationship that you had. Mark Mesh, you were up here one day trimming a tomato plant. You brought a tomato plant in a speech. Those are all things that we think about. So as I wrap up, you made me think about seeing things through a different lens. You gave me the courage and the confidence to get up and make a speech in front of a group of people that I never met before. Number 3, you gave me feedback. You gave me much more than I could ever be a giver to you. So with that, speech number 3, I have these thanks a lots. And it was crazy because I was in the deep freeze yesterday and I'm looking around and I came across thanks a lots. So please take a couple thanks a lots because they're not coming home with me. Jesse, I'm sorry, I don't have gluten-free. But my thanks to you, please. My thanks to you for making me a better person. 1,176 days later. Thank you.